Hello everyone, it's Akalaja. Welcome back to Akalaja Tarot, and today I felt like using a white background. I normally don't do that, and hopefully that doesn't affect any of the lighting. I don't know why I felt the need to choose white, but it's a nice pure color, and I feel like that probably has something to do with this reading. The title probably reflects how that applies, if it does. So I have a few cards today. Not all of my oracles wanted to be used. So on my channel, I usually go runes, oracles, tarot in that order. So that's what I'm going to do, but I'm going to pick an archetype card because ever since I got them about a month ago, I've been wanting to use them all the time. I don't know. I just really love Kim Kranz's work. Okay, so I pre-shuffled everything. When I was pre-shuffling the archetype cards, we have the nectar on the bottom, this beautiful pink and orange color, and these beads. I feel like this is relevant, so I'm going to take it. Hopefully it's on the screen, not quite. There we go. So, and then we have the thread underneath. Let's see what archetype card other than Nectar wants to come out for this group of people drawn to this reading today. This is timeless, as almost all my tarots are, so don't worry about when you're watching this. So now we have the Shapeshifter. We are transforming into a new being, into a new person. And there's a tiger here. I love tigers. Tigers mean a lot to me. So what are we transforming in our life? The nectar is helping us transform. And now on the bottom, we have the king. Okay, so let's pull up the runes. So we have a Gebo on the bottom when I was pre-shuffling, which stands for gifts. To give without the expectation of receiving, or to receive something from someone else. Okay, so what rune or runes are for the lovely group of people drawn to this reading today? It's you and you. Algies. Algies has been coming up all the time, and then manas. So protection and humanity. Protecting humanity, protecting mankind, protecting your people. Or it can also mean some other stuff. And we've got Rido on the bottom as well. Okay, so I'll pull the word cards for you for that, but we had Algies on the bottom anyway. So Algies means protection, as well as guardian, awakening, courage, defense, and instincts. An awakening of mankind. I don't know. It is the mankind card. There's the biggest meaning of manas. Man, manners. What should be right at the bottom? I appear to have gone past it. That's weird. That normally doesn't happen. I don't know how that happened. That normally never happens. There it is. Hiding from me, huh? Sorry about the glares, can't do anything about that. And now we have Urus on the bottom for strength and a lot of other stuff as well. So some people think runes and tarot don't go along together because they're completely different types of divination system. I think they can complement each other. So Algies, as I said, is protection, guardianship, stuff like that. And Manas is humanity, the collective, mortality, community, relationships, morals, and values. Runes can mean a lot more than what is on these cards. They're just there to give you some ideas of what kind of things to expect. So really what I'm seeing is protection and awakening with mankind, humanity, your community, a community that allows you to awaken, transform into this new you. So they're giving you this nectar, and that's allowing you to transform now. Okay, so let's get the chakra wisdom oracles. When I was pre-shuffling, we have expansion on the bottom, and I do feel like that is relevant. So we are expanding our territory now. We are expanding ourselves now. Okay, so what else is in this deck for these people? Thank you so much. I think this one's quite a talkative deck today. It feels like it is. Okay, so that's throat chakra, so we're communicating how we feel as well, or we're listening to what other people have to say, and that is helping us to grow. That was just me, wasn't it? You're definitely meant to come out. And you. Okay. And now we have miracle on the bottom with the solar plexus chakra. So this is quite a talkative deck today. So now we have isolation. So I feel like we're moving away from isolation into a time of expansion. By meeting with other people, we are moving away from feeling isolated into moving into a position of feeling like we actually are understood, and that, having someone that understands you in your life can really help a lot. What does that say there? Invitation. I didn't even notice it said anything down there. Here's an invitation to expand your consciousness, your understanding of life. And they are both throat chakra, gossip, heart chakra. There might have been a lot of gossip going on around you, and it made you feel really terrible. But you don't have to listen to this gossip, the toxic negativity going on around you. It comes from their heart, how their heart is feeling. And that doesn't mean like, oh, from the heart, like what they truly mean. A unbalanced or blocked heart chakra can really lead to other blockages in chakras too. Their throat chakra is blocked. That's how I'm feeling with that. And yeah, it's time to create for yourself the life that you want rather than the life someone expects you to have. And it's called they call her the she shaman. I just call her shaman. So the shaman was teaching everybody about what they have, their abilities they have, and the birch was dancing and telling her, like, oh, acknowledge me. And she said, well, you already know your gift, so you already know the gift that you carry. Fitting then that the gift rune came out as well. It's not up here, but it was in the deck when I was pre-shuffling, because you already have what it needs to take. And here with the sacral chakra, there's someone standing in your way, and I don't mean necessarily standing in your way to mean that they're bad for you. It could be someone is standing there and saying, stop going down the wrong path. It's time now to create a version of your life away from gossip. And I just noticed these aren't quite on the screen anymore. Sorry about that. Let me move these. It's not going to work very well. Well, I already know what these are for. It's for your community. Protect what is yours. Okay, so we're expanding away from a feeling of isolation, moving away from gossip, moving away from a bad path and creating something new for ourselves. And when I was pre-shuffling the Green Witch, we have leadership. Take up a position of leadership within your own life or the lives of someone else. Maybe you are called on to be a teacher or a guidance counselor, or maybe you're someone's mom or dad or older sibling, however that resonates with you. So, and with this Empath card, I think for some people, someone is standing in your way to stop you from creating your life. And for others, they're standing in your way to stop you from blocking your life. Okay, so what cards from this deck can help explain what this message is? Oh, and we just had duality flip into my lap. So 27, 2 plus 7 is 9. A cycle is almost complete now, where we were isolated. We're moving away from that into the creation. And with duality, I'm seeing it as the mundane and the spirit. So, you still got to go to school or work or whatever applies to you. Maybe you're a homebody, maybe you're a housewife, house husband, whatever kind of situation applies. But you're going to make this mundane work with your more spiritual desires, because you really need this nectar, this spiritual nectar to help you. That's why the beads, at least they look like beads to me, the beads were drawing my eye, because it's time to shift now. It's time to shift into this new life. Okay, is there anything else? I did feel some of the cards. Okay, thank you. And now we have desire. What is it that you truly desire? And here we have longevity. A long, happy life can be yours. Something long-term is happening now. 3 and 9. That's 12. Break it down, it's 3. Mind, body, and spirit connection. And positivity. Maintain a positive mindset as you're transforming through this. And I'm sorry for all these glares. I can't do anything about that. There's a window right up there. Okay, so I have both my angel therapy deck here and these occult tarot demon cards. Doesn't mean that an angel or a demon is talking to you. Duality. The duality of nature. It doesn't necessarily mean that either angels or demons are talking to you. However, if you wish to apply that, either one or both, you can. All of the demon cards have names on them, but I go for the messages at the bottom. Like here we had Dakarabia, and it said teaches the virtues of herbs and stones, makes birds appear and behave as though tame. So the messages at the bottom are what I'm focusing on, but of course, if you wish to take the demon's name as inspiration, you're more than welcome to. And then with angel cards, if there is somebody named, I'll mention them. But again, as I said, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. I always clarify that so you don't think I'm trying to dictate to you something from them. Okay, so on the bottom of this deck was base chakra. So your root chakra, right at the bottom of your spine. It says choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances as your words determine your outcome. And I really do feel like this harvest is it's the labor of your hard work. You've been working hard to make this work. And that goes with the positivity card. Okay. So what else is the message from this deck, please? I think all four of them because they flipped over together. Okay, now on the bottom we have shield yourself. That goes with the protection up here. Okay, so we had be willing to forgive. Ask the angels or anyone else to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. Peace is extremely important. Maybe that's why I chose white, because that can also mean peace. Okay, where do I put this? Where it's still on the screen. I'll just put it over the top. Sorry, I'm gonna have to start layering stuff. Then we got crown chakra right at the top of your head, which is what this card symbolizes too. The gray is, it says neutral in the book, but gray is the crown chakra. It says pay attention to ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent to answer your prayers. Indigo. The person you're inquiring about, you, is an indigo, meaning highly sensitive, natural born leader. And crystals. The energy of crystals supports you and helps you with your present situation. Quartz crystals, black tourmaline, and I'm thinking of red jasper as well. I'm sure for some of you there's a reason why they're coming out, as well as green jade. I have no idea why I just felt the need to say them, but I trust when the messages come through. So that's going to help someone. And then with these demon cards, as I said, not necessarily demons. Let's see why this deck of cards wanted to be used here as well. Because it can seem like quite the contrast. You got the angels and these chakras and all of this quite light energy going on here. Why would the demon cards want to be used? Is there a specific message to be drawn from these cards? And I'm seeing this one. No, it's just my finger, and this one, and this one. Oh, there's quite a few. Okay. That's a lot of cards. I normally don't pull that many from that deck. And now we have Amy on the bottom. Teaches astrology and liberal science, reveals hidden treasure. Brings excellent familiars. Hidden treasure. That's you. What's lying within you? Okay, so Gassian reconciles friends, tells of past, present, and future, gives dignities and honors. This is really a time where you're stepping into who you really are. And Bevrons with natural planetary science, and I'm ignoring the bottom bit, it says moving bodies, but planets, planetary energies, the cosmos, alignment with the cosmos. Murmur teaches philosophy perfectly. It brings souls back from the dead to answer questions. So the past has answers for you. Your past or history, something there has answers for you. And I'm just trusting these messages here. And Furfur creates love between man and woman, creates thunder and great storms, gives answers on divine secrets. So a storm is present in your life, but it's one that clears the way, not one that destroys you. Androphus teaches geometry and measurements, increases one's intelligence. This is the time where you are learning now. You can transform into a bird. There's a lot of bird coming through here, so you really are learning to spread your wings and take flight. So Orbis teaches answers about the past, present, and futures, gives dignities. Yeah, there is really something about friendship here, and reuniting with people that you thought you weren't going to stay friends with. You know, you thought you lost friendship with them because maybe you moved away from them. You didn't have their Facebook or something, but now they found you on Facebook or Instagram, or maybe you met them somewhere. Like you just happened to be at the supermarket and you bumped into them and went, oh, that's my old friend. And it just hitting it off from there. I don't know, for some of you that's probably relevant. And then Phonius teaches rhetoric and language, gives one a good reputation, makes one beloved by friends and foes. So you're really shining bright now in your life. And Barbados understands the tongues of animals, uncovers treasures hidden by magicians, reconciles friends. You're really reconciling with somebody that you thought you weren't friends with anymore. Could be yourself. You're learning to love yourself as you're transforming into this new being. Okay, so let's see what tarot has to say. So we'll start with the Thoth Tarot, and we had the Eight of Wands on the bottom. So they're in Spanish. I ordered them in English, but they came in Spanish for some reason. But the Eight of Wands is a huge energy of transformation. So I feel like that is relevant, but I'm going to put it up here and then pull some more cards underneath. Okay, can we have about 3-4 cards, please, to explain the situation a bit more to these people? And I apologize if my voice has gotten a bit raw for some reason. So we have the King of Wands. We have the Three of Swords. Okay, it's you because you keep trying to come out. And it is the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like these two figures here are really helping you with this situation in the middle. So the Three of Swords is all about, says affliction here, but it's all about depression, sadness. You miss those friends. You miss that feeling like yourself. You were isolated away from communities and people. You were surrounded by this gossip. It made you want to walk away from everything, and you're feeling real trapped in the situation. But this fiery energy and this strong grounding energy are here to really help you say, excuse me, hiccups, to really say, look, I'm having trouble with my throat chakra. Okay, you're really saying now is enough. Enough is enough. I want to move away from all of this nastiness. I want to move into something that's better for me. And now we have the Tower. This is a huge, huge energy. Open your eyes and look at what is happening. It's fallen down for a reason. And underneath that, the Sun. I know you can't really see them very well, but yeah. And then the High Priestess, which I've had to color in a little bit. Okay, so I feel like I don't need to add any more tarot cards to that as a extra message, but I'm going to get some conclusion cards from here. When I was pre-shuffling, we had Hangman and we had Magician. It's a wonderful time for you. You really are entering into a time where you're putting yourself first, and that is allowing you to be in a more healed place for friends, either new ones or ones that you already had that maybe you grew away from or something. I don't know. That is coming through for a reason. Okay, what are any of the final messages, please, for this group of people drawn to this reading? Thank you so much. What is it? Yeah, you're in this era of right now. You're in this energy of Two of Swords. You felt like you couldn't make this decision. You felt like something was standing in your way. I really do feel like that's why the Emperor's card felt that way for some people. But really, what you need to do is let go of one of those swords so that you could take off that blindfold and then carry that sword forward into this night energy here. Yeah. And is there anything else? The World. It's time to end the cycle where you are not putting yourself first. It's time to end that isolation section, I guess it is, chapter of your life. I said down here, invitation. You are being invited to move away from closing yourself off into opening yourself up into something bigger and brighter, a renewed purity within you. I feel like I need to say that for a reason. Okay, and what do we have on the bottom now? Yeah, we're moving away from this Eight of Swords energy. Cut yourself free. The nightmare is over. Yeah, it's your time now. Moving away from this and moving into this. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe, many blessings to you and yours, and I wish you all the best for this new endeavor.